Hello everybody, this is Drew Nowlin again, and April has come to an end, and this May I have been contracted to make puppets for an original show done by Imaginon of Charlotte called The Magic Kite. Now I find this the perfect opportunity to go through step by step how to create a puppet such as this. Now, the first thing you need to know is that these are hand and rod puppets. So, the most integral mechanism for these puppets is the mouth. This form right here, which is an example of all the forms that I've done before, the puppeteer's hand does not go through the bottom up to the head. It actually will slide in from right here because the puppeteers will be manipulating it this way, and they'll need to get their hands in and out of it as quickly as possible. So we need two apparatus to do this. We will need a thin piece of wire so that the wrist can position itself right there, and then the puppet can hang from it, and that's what will support the majority of the puppet's weight. Now, the wire will loop here and then extend through the bottom. As you can see, I have some thick foam right here that I've slit a line through all the way from the bottom to the top, and we're going to thread the wire up here where the wrist hole is going to be, down here where the feet are going to attach. I have an example. As you can see, this is the Jamal body, okay? We already have the wire right here for where the puppeteer's hand is going to go, resting very comfortably, almost like a bucket. And as you can see, it is threaded through the foam all the way down here where you see the upper part of the legs, which are made of PVC. This wonderful combination really cuts down on weight, and it can work to your benefit as long as you can mold the wire to form each puppeteer's hand, so it's making it a little more comfortable. Now, this tricky process, as you can see, he needs lower legs too. I made a set of legs like this before I'm attaching it to the real body. You have the lower apparatus with a little knee joint, and that's the only part that moves, and you connect it with its own piece of wire. Up at the top, I have taped it so that the top part will not move, just the bottom. A very simple motion. This will be the biggest puppet's leg, Roberto. His body is right here. I have pulled the bar back so I could get my hand right here, and we have not even connected the upper part of the leg yet, but we are about to. You can see that you want a little extra room to work before you attach all the legs. So let's get going. All right, we're here again. I've gotten a little further with the puppets. I want to keep you up to date on the project itself and how it is evolving. Now, what we saw before was I gave you a few heads shown you like this. Well, I found some great fabric that has a little bit of stretch to it. I've already cut the patterns out and I've started on the main characters creating their skin tone. Since they're of Hispanic origin, I have covered them all right here. As you can see, some spray adhesive just pulled and smoothed as the best I can. Mouths are still working. I used some of that same thin foam that we used in the bodies to make the eyes. And if you look really closely, you can see that I've stitched little facial features, eyebrows, nose, everything, so that the puppet is coming along beautifully, beautifully. The next step is, of course, to put hair and details on these puppets. I've already stitched and sewn upon the bodies that you saw. I've already put on some of them the arms so that they have that same skin tone. Now, some of the arms will look like this. They're articulated. They're hand and rod puppets. The other ones will have little gloves like this. You might have seen some of these puppets in the stores where you actually put your hand in and articulate it. Several of the puppets will have those, while the other ones will be hand and rod specifically. Now, the woodworking that I've done on the other side of the puppets, which is basically El Sol and La Luna, I'm going to show you again in a few more pictures, but I have also managed to make the beginnings of a cat, one of the family's pets. This one was fairly simple, just about 2.5 to 3 inches of wood, 2 little pieces cut, and as you can see in the middle, there is some fisheye screws with a little spring connecting, and it has great articulation, a spring on the tail, these little wires that make up the head and where the 2 legs are going to go. So this project is coming along swimmingly. I can't wait for the next step, so keep watching.